So for the theory of probability and random variable, for calculating a probability, there must exist certain event or an experiment. The collection of all possible outcomes is called a sample space, and that particular experiment which will be conducted or trial will be conducted, the set S will be called as all possible outcomes of the given experiment. So consider an experiment where we consider the tossing of two coins. The possible outcomes are both the coins are having on the top as head, both the coins are having on the top as tails. One of the coin will have head, other will have tail. One of the coin will have tail and other will have head. So this particular collection of all possible outcomes represented in the form of a set is called as a sample space. A particular outcome that is an element of S is called as a sample point. So if I consider a particular outcome that is HH, that point will be called as a sample point. And any subset of this particular complete set is called as an event. So what can be the event? The event can be that at least one of the coin contains head. So at least one of the coin contains head means it may have one head or it may have two head. So we can have one of the subset as let A be the event of getting head on the first coin. So what are the possibilities with which we can get head on the first coin? Point number one, that is HH, and other point is HT. So what will be the event where you have the head on the first coin? The subset will be of out of the sample space, because sample space will be the largest space where we are collecting all the possible outcomes. Event will be a part of that particular sample space defining certain condition. So what is that condition? Condition is getting head on the first coin. So here also we see that whatever collection we are having, one head is available. Here also whatever collection we are having, one head is available. So this particular set is called as a subset of the sample set, sample space denoted by S, which will be called as a event. So event is represented by the collection of the elements HH and HT. If there are two events A and B, then A union B. A union B means collection of both the sets A as well as B. This implies that either A occurs or B occurs or both occurs. See, A union B will be collection of all the elements in A and all the elements in B, right? In together, total addition of all the elements of A as well as B is called as A union B. A intersection B means both the events A and B occur simultaneously. A complement means a event A does not occur. In general, if I have to calculate the complement of any set, so which does not exist in that set, but in the universal set is nothing but the A complement, right? Two events are said to be mutually exclusive when the intersection of them is phi. That means those events are disjoint. They do not occur simultaneously. So mutually exclusive events means two events A and B are said to be mutually exclusive if they are disjoint. If they are disjoint means A intersection B is phi. That means A and B does not occur simultaneously. What do you mean by independent and dependent events? Two events A and B are said to be independent if happening or non-happening of any one does not depend on or does not depend by happening or non-happening of the other. Otherwise, they are dependent on each other. If happening of one event does not depend on the happening of other, we say that the two events A and B are independent, right? Now it comes the definition of the probability. So let n be the number of sample points in the sample space and m be the number of sample points in event A subset of S. So how you calculate the probability of any event? Probability of any event is number of points in the collection of the subset upon total number of points in the sample space S. So total number of points in the sample space will be the largest. Largest में से कुछ selected points को collect करेंगे. So we call that as probability of the particular event. See, event will always be a subset of the sample space, right? So we will be considering the subset of the sample space which will surely contain less number of elements than the universal set. So accordingly, that particular thing will always be called as the probability. So how the definition? See, subset can always be either completely as a whole set or some certain point. When it will be completely as a whole set, the probability is said to be 1. Or if the number of sample space contains n elements and the subset contains m elements, then probability will be called as m by n. So what is the definition of the probability of any of the event? Let n be the number of sample points in the sample space S and m be the sample points in the event. Then probability is defined as number of sample points in the event A divided by number of sample points in the sample space S. So what will be the probability given by m upon n? So probability of any event is given by m by n. So what you have to do actually, you have to count the number of points available in the sample space and points available in the subset what we have considered. So what are the axioms for the probability? Probability will always lie between 0 and 1. So very first axiom for the probability is let S be the sample space, A be the event, any event of the sample space S, and if P of A is denoted by the probability of event A, then probability of A will always be less than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1 and greater than or equal to 0. Means the highest value what probability can take is 1. In all other cases, it will be less than 1 or the lowest value what probability can take is 0. ठीक है, कुछ भी event नहीं हो रहा है, so what will be the probability? Probability will be 0. If all the events are containing or the points are containing in the sample space, the probability will be 1. Probability of the sample space अगर मुझे निकालना है तो क्या होगा? Number of elements in the sample space upon total number of elements. So it will be always same. So that cancels and we get the result as 1. If A and B are mutually exclusive, then P of A union B is written as P of A plus P of B. I hope these points are clear. So whenever mutually exclusive set, there is no point in common. A intersection B is phi. Phi means empty set. Empty set means these two are disjoint. They don't have any element common in them. So that is what we have the axioms of probability. Clear? Now, to deal with the example, we have the addition theorem for the two different events where A and B are given to you. So a null set is also an event which is impossible event called as empty set and its probability is equal to 0. Probability of the sample space is 1. Probability of the empty set which is denoted by phi, no element is there in the set. That means it is phi. Phi is nothing but the empty set. Nothing is there in the set. So which is called as impossible event. P of phi will be 0. In that case, the probability will be 0. How you denote the complement? Probability of the complement. Probability of A complement is 1 minus P of A. Excluding the elements present in A but present in the sample space, that will be denoted by 1 minus P of A. So probability of A complement is nothing but 1 minus probability of A. What is addition theorem for the probability? If A and B are two events, then P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A union B union C is P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P of A intersection B, B intersection C, A intersection C, and all the points in common P of A intersection B intersection C. So these are the addition theorems of the probability. probability if we have the events defined in that fashion or in that manner. So this is all the background of the probability, what you must have learned already in the previous classes. So certain examples related to probability reminds us the concept of permutation and concept of combination. If I have to denote the permutation, then we denote it by NPR. If I have to denote the combination, I denote it by NCR. So what does this permutation and combination deals with? They deals with the selection of the points from the event. Now, how the selection of the points from the event is taken? In case of permutation, order or sequence is very, very important. In what order or sequence the elements are taken. In combination, order or sequence is important. In permutation, order or sequence is very, very important. Elements are taken at random. It is sequence or the selection is not important, sequence is important. In combination, selection is important accordingly, right? So here we will be having the things, the problems related to the probability. Two cards are drawn at random from a pack of 52 cards. Probability both are hearts. We know that there is a combination of 13 cards, right? 13, 13, 13, 13. Four combinations are there in the calculation of the pack of 52 cards. So these are the examples which you have already done related to the combination if the selection is done from a particular event without looking at the order. Order is not important. In permutation, order is very, very important. Now, what do you mean by the conditional probability? The important point to be discussed, which we will be requiring for the discussion of the Bayes theorem, is conditional probability. Conditional probability means if certain event has already happened, I am calculating the probability of a different event with respect to the event which has already happened. So conditional probability says that if A and B are two events in the sample space S, then probability of happening of event A when another event B is already known to have happened is called as conditional probability of A given B. मुझे किसका probability निकालना है? Probability of happening of event A, but with the condition that probability of event B which has already happened is known to me is called as conditional probability A given B, which is denoted by P of A given B. मुझे क्या given है? B given है. Probability calculate किसका करना है? A का करना है. So how it will be written as probability of A given B. Now how it will be calculated? Probability of A given B is calculated as probability of A intersection B. If you see, this particular area is the common area which is already known or which is common in both upon probability of B. Means this value we already have because that event has already occurred. So we say that probability of A given B is probability of A intersection B upon P of B. Probability of B should not be equal to 0. Probability is always positive, but its denominator should not be 0. It should be always greater than 0. So what is the definition of the conditional probability when two events are given, A as well as B? Probability of A given B. अगर मुझे probability of B given A निकालना है, so what will be the formula or what will be the notation for writing down? It will be probability of B given A is equal to probability of B intersection A upon probability of A. Is this clear? Okay. Is this
Yes, sir.
clear? Probability of B given A कैसे होगा? Probability of B intersection A upon probability of A, provided probability of A should be greater than 0. So in this case, what I will interpret, I have to calculate the probability of happening of event B where probability of event A is already known and it is already happened. Is this clear? How to write probability of B given A? So always remember, whatever is on the right hand side of this partition, that is to be taken into the denominator while calculating the probability. So probability of A given B is probability of A intersection B upon P of B. Probability of B given A is probability of B intersection A, or you can write here A intersection B, because those are the points to be taken common in B as well as A. So either you write B intersection A or you write A intersection B, one and the same thing, upon probability of A, provided probability of A should be greater than 0. If the probability of happening A is independent of happening of probability or happening of the event of B, then A given B will be purely P of A. There is no connection of probability of B. So probability of A intersection B will be probability of A into probability of B. They are not connected to each other. They are independent events. So their intersection will be product of individual probabilities of event A as well as event B. So if you put this value P of A into P of B here, P of B will be cancelled. So what answer you are getting? Probability of A. So when these two are independent events, they are not connected with each other. So probability of A will be itself probability of A given B. So this particular theorem can be generated from the statement which we call it as multiplication theorem of probability. For any two events A given B, probability of A intersection B will be P of A into P of B given A. You can see this, P of A intersection B will be P of B given A into P of A. This can be multiplied together and we can have the multiplication theorem for two particular events. So I hope this much is clear to everybody, as this is just the background of probability, what you are doing or what you have learned up till now. Is it okay? So kindly note down the headings. That sample space is the terminology, experiment or event is to be the is to be considered for calculation of probability. What is the definition of probability? Then what are the axioms of probability? Probability is always less than or equal to 1 and greater than or equal to 0. Probability of empty set is always 0. Phi. Phi is nothing but the notation which is used for denoting the empty set. Right. Secondly, we have the probability of the sample space as completely 1, which is probability of sample space denoted by P of S. What is addition theorem? P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. Then we extended this particular addition theorem for the for the three events denoted by A, B, and C. And then we discussed about the conditional probability. What is the conditional probability given by? Conditional probability is denoted by probability of A given B, where we are calculating the probability of event A and event B is known, probability of event B is known, which has already happened. And that is how we calculate the conditional probability. With the basics of all this and with the knowledge of all this, we try to define a theorem which is called as Bayes theorem. So what is the statement of the Bayes theorem? This you need to remember because we will be solving the examples related to the Bayes theorem. In engineering, all are aware that we are not concerned about the proof of the theorem, but we are more bothered about the application or implementation of the theorem. So whatever theorems we are learning, all those theorems are nothing but the only the theorems statement we are concerned and not the proof. So kindly note down the theorem, Bayes theorem statement. Kindly write down. Suppose that events A1, A2 up to AN form a disjoint partition of the sample space S. Disjoint partition means these all sets are disjoint. They are not related to each other. Event AI are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive means their intersection is equal to phi. There is no point in common, but their complete union is S, because collection of all these events will be the sample space, and B is any event. Then if we have to calculate the probability of AI, any of the event A1, A2, which is denoted up to AN, given B, then how it is written as, we take the use of the help of the multiplication theorem. So P of A given B will be P of A into P of B given AI upon, it will be addition of all such multiplications related to the events. What are those events? Particularly अगर एक event का निकालना है, in general denoted by I, so you have to take the sum of all the events in the denominator whatever are available. P of A1 into P of B given A1, P of A2 into P of B given A2 plus P of AN into P of B given AN. This will be acting as the sample space, which is collection of all. But this numerator is only a particular event what we are going to consider, wherein those are all mutually exclusive events. ये statement समझ में आया क्या? What is the statement given by? If we have the events A1, A2 up to AN, in general those events are denoted by AI. These form a disjoint partition of the sample space, and B is any event. Then for any value of I, then for any value of I, if I have to calculate, what it will be, P of AI given B is P of AI into, with the help of this multiplication theorem, I will be calculating P of B given AI upon, because this event is already known, upon P of A1 into P of B given A1 plus P of A2 into P of B given A2 up to N. Whatever events will be provided to us, out of that we will be considering the sum of all the conditional probabilities. Is this theorem clear? This statement is called as statement of Bayes theorem. लिख लिया यहाँ तक? Did you note down the statement of the Bayes theorem? Is this fine? So that we can move to the examples related to the Bayes theorem. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So example related to the Bayes theorem. These are the basic examples wherein we can find out the probability. What is asked over here? The chances of solving a problem by three students A, B, C independently are 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4 respectively. What is the probability that the problem will be solved? Chances of solving a problem is individual probability. So we call them as a probability P of A, P of B and P of C. Now, what is the probability that problem will be solved? Problem will be solved means it will be considered or it will be subtracted from the universal set that problem cannot be solved. Chances of solving the problem is this, but another possibility can be problem cannot be solved, and total combination of solving and not solving is the total probability of problem getting solved. So problem getting solved will be 1 minus the probability of problem getting not solved. So from the given probability, I can calculate the probability of ABC, which tells us the probability of not solving the problem. Not solving the problem means 1 minus the probability of solving the problem. So we get the individual probability as 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 by 3, 1 minus 1 by 4. So these are all the probabilities. As all these events are independent events, the probability of not solving any of the not solving the problem by any of the students will be product of all these probabilities, and 1 minus product of all these probabilities will be the probability of getting problem solved. So these are the certain related examples related to the probability what we are going to do, or you can solve it by the addition theorem as well. Similarly, here we are having the problem if A hits the target and B hits the target in how many turns. Accordingly, we can calculate. Here we have the problem where college students are giving the exam and passing percentage is given. So we have to calculate how many of them failed. In a certain college, 25% of the students failed in mathematics, 15% of the students failed in physics, and 10% of the students failed in both the subjects. So whatever are the probability given, those are related to the failure of the students in the particular subject mathematics, in the particular subject physics, and in particular subject both. If a student is selected at random, if he fails in mathematics, then what is the probability that he fails in physics? See, physics में already fail हो चुका है, but अभी मुझे probability किसका निकालना है? What is the probability of the student who has also failed in mathematics? So what probability we call this? We call this particular probability as the conditional probability. I have to calculate the probability of the student who are failed in mathematics and who are failing in mathematics and already failed in physics, right? So accordingly, P of A is probability of, say, consider failed in mathematics, probability of B failed in physics, and failed in both. Failed in both means probability of A intersection B. So probability of a student failed in physics given that he failed in mathematics also. So P of B given A will be P of A intersection B upon P of A. I hope this point is clear. What it will be? P of probability of student failing in physics where he has already failed in mathematics is conditional probability given by P given A. How is P given A written as? P of A intersection B upon P of A, and its probability is equals to, take the ratio of this, it's equal to 2/5, right? Similarly, a common example what we find is pair of dice. What are the possible outcomes? Possible outcomes are the numbers. A pair of dice thrown 1 1 1 2, such possibilities are there. Now we discuss about the example related to the Bayes theorem. We are given three different urns. Urns means container, which follows the collection as one white marble, two black marble, and three red marbles. Second urn contains two white marbles, one black marble, and one red marble. So what is the total combination? 2 plus 1 plus 1. That is 4 complete marbles are available in urn B. How many marbles are available in urn A? 6 marbles are available in urn A. How many marbles are available in urn C? 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. So total how many marbles are available in urn C? 12 marbles are available. If one urn is chosen at random and two marbles are drawn, one is white and other is red, then what are the probabilities that they come from urn A, B, or C? So conditional probability is given that one is white and other is red. This is already fixed. So let D be the event where one marble is white and one marble is red. This particular event is fixed, where it is going to be one white marble and other going to be the red marble. We have to find the probability A given D, B given D, and C given D. So what are the individual probabilities of calculating out of the three urns? See how many urns are there? Three urns are there. So P of A, P of B, and P of C will be 1/3. D given A. D given A means one white and one red from urn A. The first urn. First urn contains how many white marble? 1. And how many red marble? 3. So how it will be calculated? 1C1 into 3C1. And out of total how many marbles are there? 6 marbles are there. So out of 6 marbles, we are selecting 2 marbles at random. But what is the combination? One out of the red, one out of the white and one out of the red. So this is how the probability will be calculated. Probability of D given B will be calculated in the similar manner. How many total marbles are there in urn B? Urn B contains total 4 marbles. So out of 4 marbles, how many marbles I will be collecting? 2 marbles at random, right? And what will be the probability? From 2, from 2 marbles, I will be collecting 1 white, and from 1 red, I will be collecting 1 red. And accordingly, this probability is calculated. And by Bayes theorem, we calculate the probability in the given fashion. So P of A multiplied by P of B given A upon all the possible multiplication probabilities given, and these addition will be given to you by this simplification will be given by 33 by 118. Always if you see, the value of probability will be less than or equal to 1. For getting the value less than or equal to 1, denominator should always be greater than the numerator. So these are the calculation of the various probabilities with the help of the Bayes theorem. This particular example is again given. A factory manufacturing television has 4 units A, B, C and D. What are the probabilities of the total outputs and defective का कितना है? Accordingly, you have to calculate the probability that it was manufactured by certain. See, in Bayes theorem, how to identify? Whatever are the given sample events, out of that any one will be as related or depending on the others. So accordingly, out of A, B, C and D, I am asked to calculate the probability of the manufacturing by the unit C. In the earlier example, out of A, B and C, I am asked to calculate the probability that whatever will be the combination will be out of any 3 A, B or C events. So we calculated those respective probabilities and applied the theorem. Clear? So this is a factory which is manufacturing the television. See the output of the manufacturing and the defectiveness and calculate the probability correspondingly for the event C. What unit C, whatever is asked. So I define the respective probabilities for units A, B, C and D and calculate specifically the probability for the given unit C. Is this clear? The statement of the Bayes theorem and the probabilities. See how many units probability is given? A, B, C and D. So accordingly, all will be taken into consideration in the denominator and the numerator will contain only the probability for the event C, for the event calculation manufactured for the unit C. Okay? So that is what the application of the Bayes theorem is for calculation of the